8 life, 8 magic, and 8 attack. The pinnacle of power for Link in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Very few Links ever get that strong. This is a series of just one video in which I push Link's strength to his AbsolBlog limit. This time, I'm playing a Zelda game called Nintendo World Championship, NES Edition. You might not consider this to be a Zelda game, and you'd be correct. But one could also make the case that it is a Zelda game, depending on how you define Zelda games. After all, this is a game where you can play as Link. Nintendo World Championship's NES Edition is a Zelda game in the same way that the NES Remix series are Zelda games. Also, most of the WarioWare games thanks to 9Volt's minigames. There's Zelda stuff in Monster Hunter Stories on the 3DS, the Pushmo series, Picross DS, Tetris DS, Scribblenauts Wii U, Miitopia, Skyrim, and even Donkey Kong Country 2, Diablo 3 on the Switch, F1 Race for Game Boy, and Mario RPG. This is in no way a comprehensive list, but I think you get the idea. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is a guided experience which teaches the player how to play 13 old games. Among those games is Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, which is a strange entry in the Zelda series because it's basically an action RPG. The combat in this game never gets easy, but it becomes less difficult as you level up your stats. Each of the 13 games depicted in Nintendo World Championships have a series of challenges for the player to perform. The early challenges involve performing basic actions in the game, and they ramp up in complexity, concluding with a single legendary challenge for each of the 13 games. Legendary challenges often ask the player to play through a significant portion of the game. The legendary challenge for Zelda 2 is to clear Parappa Palace and defeat Horsehead. You start at the palace entrance, so if you know the optimal route, it should take like 3 or 4 minutes to clear. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is a game about speedrunning. But one day, it occurred to me that it can also be used to perform a slow run. After I finished getting A ranks in all of the challenges in the game, I was going to put the game away forever, but then I realized that I wanted to do one last thing. I wanted to level Link up all the way in Parappa Palace before defeating Horsehead. I unlocked the legendary challenge on a second file. Then I started recording gameplay after I got home from work. I probably should have done some math to estimate how long it would take, but I didn't. And by the time I realized the magnitude of what I started, it was too late to quit. I unwisely started at 9:45 p.m., and this is how it all went down. The legendary challenge begins with Link having 3 attack, 2 magic, and 2 life. After going down the first elevator, I went west to get a key. Then I went east past a locked door to reach the second elevator. This is where most of my slow run would take place. At the bottom of the elevator, there's an enemy called a bubble, which takes a lot of hits, but gives the player 50 experience points. It only gives you 10 in the Famicom version, but this game is the NES version. What I didn't know was that I would have to defeat a total of 845 bubbles in order to maximize all of Link's abilities. So anyway, I got Link's attack to 4 at 9:59 p.m., then attack 5 at 10:18 p.m. Dying during the challenges in these games is annoying because although it doesn't end the challenge and you don't lose a life, you do get sent back a few seconds. So I opted to raise Link's life to 3 a minute later. Raising your life stat also fully heals Link. Raising Link's attack to 6 brought us to 10:42, and then attack level 7 happened at 11:15. 3 minutes later I raised my life to 4 in order to heal, and I finally got maximum attack at 12:02. It was at this point that I started to get nervous about the time. I raised attack first because that way I can kill bubbles faster, but I was hoping it would be a lot faster than it really was. I raised Link's life level to 5 in order to heal again at 1208. Magic 3 happened at 1210, and Magic 4 happened at 1213. Magic 5 was reached at 1219, and I got Magic 6 at 1232. Magic 7 occurred at 1250, and then I opted to raise Link's life to 6 at 1257. It was late, and I had to get up early the next morning, but I was in this far too deep to give up. I brought Link's life to 7 at 110, and then maxed out Link's magic at 145. Finally, at 2:03 a.m., Link reached his maximum possible stats, and it was time to take down Horsehead. I guess the real mystery here is, why did I do this? I'm not sure if I have a clear answer. I know that I did it now rather than later, because I was ready to put this game away forever. And honestly, I don't like leaving stones unturned. But that doesn't answer, why did I want to do it at all? My best guess is that this whole thing is an elaborate practical joke. But if it is, who's the joke being played on? The viewer? Myself? I certainly feel that I tricked myself into doing this. Ultimately, I think I do this kind of nonsense partly out of curiosity, and also in order to get attention. Anyway, mystery partly solved, I guess. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.